Everyone, this is Flipno 3D Gamer bringing you my top 10 favorite Pokemon. Pokemon's been around for 20 years, and for such a for such for a game such as this, it's amazing how far it's been 20 years. With countless amounts of games, the upcoming Pokemon Go and Pokemon Sun and Moon, it's the best time as ever to put my very first top 10 favorite Pokemon. Narrowing down from 720 Pokemon was a hard choice, but I was able to do it. So here's my top 10 personal favorite Pokemon. Number 10, Eevee. Eevee is one of those gimmick Pokemons that actually does work, because Eevee can evolve from many other types: Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Sylveon, Glaceon, and Espeon. It has huge variety and for for competitive and for pretty much anything you want. Plus, it looks cute, and it reminds me of the days from Kanto. Number 9, Lapras. Lapras' design is amazing. Plus it's called the transporter Pokemon. So it's my most ideal way to surf around, especially in X and Y when you can literally see it surf. In the anime, it was practically one of my favorite Pokemons from the Orange Islands League, and it was practically very sad for Ash to let it go, but it was for the right thing to do. Number 8, Unknown. Now you must be saying, why in the world Unknown? Unknown are weak, and they only learn one move, so why bother? Well, I actually do like the Unknown. It's based around letters, which is something really interesting for a Pokemon design. Plus, they have that mysterious awe factor. They're considered legendary Pokemon. I know they're not really that great, but they have that mystery vibe to it, and I've always wanted to know what is it about. In the movie, it's Pokemon the third movie. It's really intriguing, and I wish that they would do something like that in the game itself. Plus, Unknown was the very first shiny I ever caught. I'll get onto that. I'll get onto why I was searching for a shiny Unknown. Number 7, Articuno and Zapdos. These two guys are my very first legendary Pokemons that I ever encountered. Zapdos was found into the power plant, which was really cool because it was the first time I ever thought to myself, maybe if I surf up in this water and try to go around town, maybe I'll find something, which I did. It was the very first time I ever went exploring in the video game. Plus, the Seafoam Island was also the next step, especially when it had to do with puzzles, but encountering art and encountering the ice type, sorry. And with that, those two get this spot. Plus, Zapdos was the first legendary I ever used on a Master Ball. Yeah, probably should have saved that for Mewtwo. Number 6 is a tie: Oshawott and Froakie. Froakie and Oshawott have very you know discreet design. It makes it look like it's something not so special, but then it turns into something amazing. Oshawott was an oddball. Basically, I didn't like any of the the Unova designs, especially for the starters. But then when a preview of the manga showed up, it actually looked intriguing because um Snivy and Tepig were pretty much fighting, with only Oshawott practically just being there. It practically makes it feel like the underdog, and I really like underdog Pokemon. Plus, in the anime, it was such a comic relief character. Literally, every time when I see an Oshawott, he's practically just makes me crack a smile. Because I relatively didn't like the Unova League, but he at least made up for it. Froakie is one of those was when I saw it, I was like, he's practically, I don't know how they're gonna do something like that. How do you make a frog awesome? Turning point, a ninja, a ninja a ninja frog that uses its tongue as a scarf. That's awesome. Plus, it was the Pokemon that intrigued me to get Pokemon X, which in turn brought me to try to find a shiny. I never did find a shiny Greninja, but my friend actually did. Plus, Greninja made it into Smash Brothers before it even became Greninja, and that's pretty much awesome. Plus, he was the second Pokemon that ever evolved. Number 5, Charizard. Now, before you say no, I'm not a Charizard fanatic. The reason why I like Charizard is because of my brother's Charizard. See, back in the day, my brother and I pretty much, outgrew Pokemon. When we got Fire Red and Leaf Green, we had a blast, but then time went on. He gave his Fire Red version to me, and with that I kept it, and all of his Pokemon. When I heard about the Pokebank, which was able to transfer Pokemon from the 5th generation to the 6th generation, I realized I could transfer all of the Pokemon that I have here into the new generation. And thus, a series of series of tradings literally went through. I literally had to get multiple copies of the games. I had to get multiple, you know, systems to do it. It was like, wow. I never thought I would be able to do this, but I was able to do it, and I was able to save my brother's Charizard. And because of that, this Charizard gets this spot on the list. Number 4, it's a tie. Mewtwo and Mew. Mewtwo pretty much stands as one of the most powerful Pokemon. His design is so unique, and his backstory is such, intriguing. Especially in the movie, it's just very menacing and just makes it seem like almost so powerful you can't even stop him. In the games, it's practically your end game prize. Plus, he's literally marked as one of the most powerful Pokemon, with getting 2 Mega Evolution, one of them being very powerful than Arceus itself. Plus, I got an amiibo, and that's always cool. Mew is practically the Pokemon that the biggest mystery of Pokemon. Literally knows all moves, and literally everyone tried to find it. I mean, tried to at least try to get it. I never fell for the Mew under the truck thing, but I did share something like that. Once my brother told me that if I went to the unknown ruins in Fire Red and caught every single unknown letter, Mew would appear. Of course, I never had internet, so I pretty much wasted all that time. But Mew led me to finding my very first shiny, and because of that, these two get the spot on the list. Number 3, Pidgeline. Pidgeline just needs to be here. It just you need to have a flying Pokemon, and because of that, Pidgey has practically always been there for me. Its design is cool, and literally it looks like I can just ride on its back. Plus, its Mega Evolution is just amazing. This one is based on around nostalgia alone, and it may not be very good in battling, but I relatively do like the Pidgeline. It's something I'll always try to find whenever I start a new game. Number 2, Bulbasaur line. Now, this was the very first. While it may not have been the first starter, this one's my favorite starter of all time. While it doesn't get much of a attention as much as Charmander or Squirtle, it's still a really great Pokemon. While it may look ugly when it evolves, it's kind of like a sign of maturity. Plus, I relatively do like its design, especially Ivysaur because he was able to make it into Smash Brothers as well. And don't forget Mega Venusaur. Bulbasaur has also been really cool in the anime since it's actually been there for like 3 regions. Plus it utilizes a really great move pool, which I actually use. While it may not get as much attention from the others, it's still one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. And my number 1 favorite Pokemon is Lucario. Let's go down as to why I like Lucario. Riolo, while being a baby Pokemon, is relatively cool, and it evolves into a Lucario when you reach max happiness. I mean max friendship. For a Pokemon like that, where instead of training them or giving them a stone, It's really cool how it evolves from just your friendship alone. Plus, its Mega Evolution is so cool. It's actually even considered to be the first Mega in the Pokemon lore. Of course, Mewtwo was the first Mega Pokemon to show up. It still is intriguing for Lucario to literally gain the spot. I never seen Lucario until when it debuted into Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. When I first saw it on Cartoon Network, I was like, I'll probably watch it. Of course, this was during the time when I was not interested in Pokemon again. And when I saw it, I was practically intrigued, but I wasn't planning on watching it. When it showed up, I practically was like, okay, cool, let's see it. And man, was I blown away. Lucario in the movie was basically a Pokemon from the past who got sealed up in a scepter by his master, who he thinks abandoned the queen and everybody during a war. When Ash won the scepter after a competition, he unlocked the seal for Lucario to reawaken. When Pikachu was uh, accidentally kidnapped by Mew, Lucario was tasked to help Ash try to retrieve him. And while they had turmoils, they actually were able to get together and learn some stuff, learn of what was Sarah doing, and learn just what true friendship is all about. When Mew became sick, Ash and Lucario pretty much took it up to themselves to pretty much save it. Well, and then Lucario practically sacrificed himself in order to save him, and found out that his master actually never did abandon the queen, and instead sacrificed himself to save everybody. And then he dies, which makes it one of the most saddest Pokemon deaths I've ever experienced. Did you actually know that Lucario in the movie was actually voiced by Goku? Yeah, that's actually pretty awesome as well. He also showed up in the anime, which when I first saw it, I actually thought it was the movie Lucario character. So I kept on watching the Pokemon anime in hopes of finding him. I never did got around to see it, but to the point where Lucario literally made me watch one of my favorite seasons in the anime, it's relatively awesome. Plus, he also made me read the manga, at least one of the manga. When I first saw him showed up in the cover, and I was thinking, cool, I gotta read this. Well, it wasn't really intriguing for me. I relatively did like it, and to the point where Lucario made me read the manga, which I practically would have never thought of doing. He also made me brought me back shortly for the TCG. I never did got around back, but I did bought at least a few of these cards because I really wanted a Lucario card. Lucario was also the first Pokemon I used in the demo version, which is a relatively awesome task to pretty much have. I also love its lore. The fact that it can see all auras is like having the Force itself, and literally shooting Kamehamehas is relatively awesome. Plus, it's one of the most loyalist Pokemon of all time. What's not to love? Lucario also earned its spot to be in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Wii U, and 3DS, making him one of the characters I mostly practice on. Plus, he also got an amiibo, and which is the one I practically truly wanted. Plus, he was the first Pokemon I ever evolved into level 100. And that's about everybody. And because of that, he pretty much became my number one favorite Pokemon of all time. Thanks for watching.